dictator of a foreign country with this information. My fellow Americans, gotta bring that. What's Jesse about to do? I get up here and sing all kinds of stuff, right? It could be opera, it could be any number of things. A lot of you know, recently I got the chance to go do musical theater for the first time in 20 some odd years. And I forgot how much work it is. First of all, that was 5 nights a week for 3 hours a night for the two months that we did it. Only got canceled for snow once, because this is Chattanooga, there was a little cross. And I just got into it, and I decided I loved it, and so I wanted to give to try my hand at a little bit of acting. And so I memorized this opening sequence to my all-time favorite movie ever. And anybody who talks to me, I got a lot of movies. Testify. Anybody who knows me. And this is my favorite. It'll always go down as my favorite. And I even got to figure out why. Whenever Christina and I got to go down to Pensacola Beach last week, and I'd forgotten all that Spanish moss around and all that. This takes place down in Louisiana Bayou. And this is the opening sequence to this movie that nobody's ever seen, and it has James Earl Jones and Faye Dunaway and Jennifer Tilly in it, and all kinds of people you know. It didn't do very well because we live in a society that celebrates mediocrity, right? The good stuff just gets right by. But come on down to the Louisiana Bayou. When I was a boy, there was a pond. Oh, it was a spooky thing. Now, all around it was mountains of kudzu and cane red. Now, I'll tell you find this place the first time, that was hard to do. Ever find this place again? Well, that was a miracle. So that's why we call this place, this magic place, we call it Lost River. And there were folks in town who did not believe it existed. But every so often, some young sweetheart or wandering children, they stumble onto it, And it never needed to be told. Without a sign, without a map, they know. Oh, I can hear them still. Mon Dieu! Oh, mon Dieu! We don't find Lost River. Now, I still remember the day I found it. I come through that canebrake right at sundown. Well, I was lost me when I got outside of that place. I grabbed hold of my heart. Swear to God, put my hand to my chest to grab hold of my very heart. I thought I'd died. There was some like mist coming up off of that water. Oh, highways of gold and yellow sunshine come streaking down through that gray old spooky Spanish moss. And when it hit that mist, gold everywhere. It's in the air, it's in the water, and it turned me gold. And then up under that water, I see a giant old black catfish, big like a submarine, moving silent and confident, just like God. And they just weren't no such thing as time. So I took off my clothes. I had to dive into that. I hit that cold gold and scared the hell out of God. See, I knew I was aware of it right at that moment. That place, it reached up, it got me right by my soul. And I'll tell you the truth, it got me still. I closed my eyes, and I'm still there right now. I hit that water, I swam in pure sunlight and turned over, but got young forever. After I left that night, me, like everyone else, could never find that place again. I never knew how I got there, never knew how to get back. Oh, but that night I got home, I got my dad, I got him, I said, Daddy, I done find Lost River. And he smiled. See, he knew by the look on my face, didn't need to explain, wasn't exaggerating. People could tell. People could always tell when somebody really find it. My daddy looked at me, he said, I was about your age when I found it too. Oh, it must have been or 4 years later, Daddy took me and all 6 brothers went down to the Civic Center. Well, the time they go against Daddy then, and he was looking mighty hard for a job. See, down there, how do they call that? Bottom of the Civic Center, they got the home of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They got a map down there, the like of which you never saw before again. It covered the walls down there. Big, it was big like a fat girl's appetite. It had color, it had contour. Where there was hills, it had hills. Where there was valleys, it had valleys. Run your fingers over this map. What's to be there? To go there. To take a trip. So, right away, me and my buck-toothed brother Scooter began looking and dressing around the Bayou Pierre and the Old Red. When all of a sudden, up come a supervisor with a pot belly and a gold tooth said, "What you looking for, children?" And me, I looked him hard in the eye. I said, "We hunt up Lost River." Oh, that gold tooth, they flash. Ain't no such place. I said, "Damn that so." He said, "Look here, boy, this here the official U.S. Army Government Corps of Engineer geotopographical map, and it's right. This whole area, flood control, depend on that map being accurate. Now, I know that map, and ain't no Lost River." I said, "I swam in it." He said, No, you swam in Red River." I said, No, I swam in Red River. I swam in Lost River, and I know the difference. Whew, the room got quiet then. And that supervisor, he puffed himself up, and he curled his lips so that damn gold tooth is shine, and he said, real condescending, "You stupid coon-ass boy, I know what I'm talking about, you wrong." So me, I go get Daddy, and I said, Daddy, tell him. And that supervisor, he turned quick on Daddy like a snapping turtle. And Daddy looked down at the floor. And I said, "Daddy, tell him he wrong." My Daddy looked up real slow at me. And he said, "Nah, son. Oh, boy. He the expert." Well, that was the day that I learned. I learned about an expert. And how they know better than me. About some things. But some things you know best. And most likely, the most secret, most precious, most beautiful thing in your heart and in your life just ain't on any map. But you've been there, you know they're real, they're true, whether you prove it or not. So don't ever let somebody talk you out of what you know to be true. You see, I have learned that an expert is a person who rarely gets wet. So anything you yourself don't swam in, believe. Thank you.